Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sip, Pour, and Vino with Michelle Briggs, Amy Hartmann. You guys, I'm so excited about what we are doing. Now, we used to do the Tasty Thursdays, and we had Tatiana Alonso. She was the wine consultant with Scout and Cellar. And we were together for many months. I want to say at least 5 months. We were doing this every Thursday. We were doing it at 6:30. And we love Tatiana. I've extended the opportunity for her to be with us whenever she wants to. And life's been happening for her, right? Her mom's moving from California. There's a lot of things going on. So I want to introduce you to Amy Hartmann. Now, Amy Hartmann is my broker, and she's a dear friend, and I love her. So I enrolled her to be my wine partner, and she doesn't know nothing about wine. So introduce yourself, Amy.
Yeah, hi, I'm Amy Hartmann, like she said, and I am the broker of Strada. Michelle recruited me, and when she did, she was like, let's do some wine. And I was like, I know nothing about wine. I like when people say, do you want red or white? I'm like, pick one. I don't know. I know nothing about wine. So this should be interesting. It should be fun. Yes. Michelle has promised that I will learn something, but I told her all I'm going to do is just drink some wine. So that's what I'm here for.
Well, I'm committed to, you are going to learn something, whether you want to or not. It's just, it's inevitable. And there's so much to know. And when I was really planning for this, I was trying to think back on when I first started drinking wine. Like what was the first wine that I drank? Like, I was introduced to wine from a gentleman that lived in California, an ex-boyfriend, in fact. And he's like, you got to start drinking wine. You got to drink reds. I'm like, no, because I started, in fact, I think I recall it was Kendall Jackson Chardonnay is what I started with. And Kendall Jackson is out of California. It is that Chardonnay, or Kendall Jackson, is a wine that is the same wine year over year over year. So as we progress into our Thursday nights, you'll learn more about what that is, because there's a lot of your French wines. There's a lot of wines that every year, it depends on the weather, what makes it a good wine.
Okay.
Right. So Toya is asking, what is a good wine for beginners? Toya, there's a lot of great wines for beginners, and we are going to share those with you as we are going through the I almost said it, Tasty Thursday, the Sip, Pour, and Vino shows. Today, because we are starting out today, I chose a champagne. It's a Prosecco, really is what it is, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna open these first, and then we're gonna talk about the wine, and we're gonna talk why we taste it, how we taste it, and all that good stuff. Get into the basics. So a really great wine for beginners. Look for a white, because it's easier on the palate, and palate being tongue. I have to remember, maybe.
I mean, I know what a palate is. I know a lot about real estate. I know enough to understand that this is a Prosecco because it says so, and I know what a palate is, so we're good.
Excellent. We're doing great. We're starting out well. So start with your Chenin Blanc. Start with the Chardonnay. Start with the Sauvignon Blanc. I've said this many times before. I would definitely say again, go to Total Wines, go to Specs, go to HEB, go to wherever that is, and look for bottles that are under $15 and pick a few out. Like they normally say, if you get 6, you get a discount, right? And I don't care if it's just you think the label's pretty. You can totally do that. And then you try them, and then you keep the ones you like, and then you know not to buy the other ones ever again, right? Toya Toya, she's asking a lot of questions. I love it. Thank you, Toya. Welcome, welcome. She says, I feel like I don't have a wine palate. It is.
I don't either. I don't either. So we're in this together, girl.
Exactly. And it's you learn, you try, you drink. And that's really what it is getting used to it. It's getting used to it. It's just like having your first beer or your first Crown and 7. I don't know, whatever that is. But you do. Look, Smirnoff wine coolers. Any wine in them? I don't know. I'm sure there is, because you can. I mean, a homemade wine cooler is just a white wine with Sprite or 7-Up. I'm sure. I don't know. All right, let's open this bottle. Let's get to talking about it.
Okay.
All right. So, Amy, have you ever opened a bottle of champagne?
No, actually, I haven't. So I do have champagne on New Year's Eve, and my husband always opens a bottle.
Excellent. Okay.
That's what I know about that.
All right. So this particular bottle, this is really good. This label here, it is a designation by, did I say this was Italian? This is Italian wine. I'm sorry. It's in Italian. Champagne can only be called champagne if it is produced out of the Champagne region of France. So that's why these are a Prosecco, Cavas, sparkling wines out of California. But anyway, this one has a grade. It's graded for the quality of it. That's just what this is, a DOC. All right. So find your little tab. Where's our tab?
Found it.
Oh, did you find your tab?
I did.
Okay. So, yep, you got it. Take the top off of this bad boy if I can get mine.
Awesome.
And when you are opening champagne, make sure you have a kitchen towel, some type of towel around. A napkin, I don't care. You don't want to just let the top pop, right? You want to be careful because, Amy, before you take the wire off, you want to be really careful because some champagnes, depending on the temperature of it or the fact that somebody may have shook it up and you didn't realize it, there we go. It could, once you take this wire off, it could pop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So just kind of, I'm going to take it down this little bit. Yep. Girl, you took it off. Hold on. Put your.
You said take it off.
I did take it off, but I'm saying, like, be careful. You're fine. You're fine. You just want to make sure it's not going to pop, right?
I was holding it away from my face just in case it did.
Yes, that is a very good point. Do not open champagne like this. Oh my gosh, I'm like, what am I doing? Ah. Yeah, just hold it away from you. You don't want it popping, but when you're taking this wire off, you do not want to be right over it. You do not. So basically what you do is you take your towel, put it right over it, and then you slowly twist at an angle. What is your towel? Oh, you hear that?
I did. I'm hiding it so you can't see that it's a Christmas towel. It says let it snow.
I let it snow, whatever it takes, baby.
There you go.
Oh my God. Hey, LaToya. All right, so wine cork.
I did it.
Yay, that was easy, huh? You want to hear that pop.
Yep, I heard it.
That is the first step to tasting champagne, is you want to hear the pop. Okay?
Smells good.
Don't smell the cork.
But it smells good.
Don't smell the cork. Don't smell the cork. That is like a pet peeve of mine. You see somebody at a restaurant and the waiter it is appropriate for the waiter to set the cork beside you.
Yes.
And people grab it and they start smelling it. All you're doing is really smelling cork. You're not smelling the wine on cork. Anyway, that drives me insane. What you do want to do, though, with a bottle of wine, as well as even in your champagne, you want to look at the cork. Let me get closer. So you want to make sure that's not wet. You want to make sure that there's no lines coming through here. And this is a really clean cork. Let me see your cork. Turn it all the way around. Yeah. Perfect.
I can even get it in the camera. Here we go.
Still off. It's okay. But you want to check your wine corks, even your champagne, because it has a lot to do with how the wine is stored. Now, champagne, not so much, but your wines are going to have either the color of the wine, like a red wine is going to be red. But if you're seeing red wine down the cork, then there's a possibility that the wine is oxidated, right? So there's oxygen has gotten into the wine, and it can turn the wine to vinegar.
Oh.
Having air in wine does not work. So a lot of times when you go to the store or I don't care. I mean, if it's at a bar and it's, it's sitting straight up, the only ones that should be sitting straight up are the ones that they're serving by the glass, right? But if you go somewhere and they're all standing up and they've got dust on them, like, don't buy it. Because there's a good possibility the cork's dried out and it's oxidized. Or the cork is brittle and all that good stuff. Look, Toya, I'm with Amy side-eyeing the cork. I love it. Oxidated like flat. Well, it's not really flat. It just literally turns the wine to vinegar. It's yuck. That's why another great tip about wine. Excuse me. You do not want to you don't want to keep it more than 4 days in your fridge. Like if you pour a glass, you just need to finish the bottle. All right. Pour in the champagne. I need to get some champagne in me. All right. So you're going to tilt your glass. Give it a little pour. Bring it, straighten your glass up.
Whoop.
I swear, I knew you were going to do that, girl.
We got to get a little more in there.
Yeah. So you see the bubbles?
Yeah.
Right? They're going quick. Every type of wine has a specific glass for it. Rydell is a glass maker that makes it. This is a Rydell champagne. So there's all the bubbles. Look. Ooh. Really funny, but the bubbles. Now, if your champagne is like super cold, you won't get that many bubbles. It just kind of, because the wine is closed. That's a whole nother show. All right. So I'm kind of flipping back and forth with the StreamYard, going into websites because I want to make sure that I'm not stepping over anything. And one of the things is that I found is, how do you taste champagne? And there's really kind of 5 easy ways. Like I said, you want to hear the pop. That's going to be the sound, right? You want to hear that. The touch and feeling of the cork and the glass. So we touch the cork, the glass. I missed that. So your glass, before you pour the champagne in, you want to make sure that the glass is not hot. You want it a little cool to the touch before you put the champagne in. Okay. And then sight, smell, and taste. So those are pretty much the 5 ways, or the 5 properly steps to tasting champagne. Now, why we taste wine and taste champagne? There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's really as simple as if you like it. That's it, right? So taste your champagne.
You're going to watch this now?
Yeah. Cheers. What do you taste? Take another sip.
Okay.
I just heard you put the glass down.
You did. Put it down.
You're like, okay. All right. So this is really not bad. This is $13 bottle of champagne. La Marca Prosecco. out of Italy. Product of Italy. It's called a sparkling wine, but it's a prosecco, right? That's your Italian way of saying sparkling wine.
Yeah.
But this is good. Now normally, so I'll give one warning. Can you see the label?
A little bit. It's kind of light. There we go. Beautiful.
There we go. Perfect. So this is not bad. This is really not a bad champagne. One thing I want to tell you about champagne, it is really important that you don't go like super cheap on champagne because you'll get a raging headache. So when you're looking at the $10 bottles, you know, and below, I mean, there's look, she killed it. Look at you. It's great for mimosas, right? So a lot of, you know, like the Corbels and things like that. I mean, those are great mimosas, you know. So I like this one. I don't know that I would drink a whole bottle of it. I probably would just this would be something that I would take to a get together with some friends, potentially people that may not know a whole lot about wine. It's easy drinking wine. Would you agree it was easy to drink?
Yeah. I mean, it tastes good. It's like bubbly, and I don't know how to describe it.
Let me tell you.
I don't have the right words.
It's whatever you taste. What do you taste?
I don't know. It's kind of it's not super sweet, but I mean, it's bubbly. It's good.
So you like some of the common champagne notes, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, mint. You get some nuts in there, the almonds, hazelnuts, tobacco, vanilla. I taste vanilla for sure.
Yeah, I don't taste any of the other things you've said so far.
Yeah, so those are just kind of common notes. So the notes are going to be different because of the winemakers, right? Mm-hmm. There's floral notes like honeysuckle or jasmine. Mm-hmm. Fruity notes like citrus fruits, be a lime, lemon, grapefruit. You can look at dried fruits, apricots, dates.
I feel like it kind of tastes a little bit limey to me. Is that right?
A what?
Like lime or some I don't know, like that kind of sour sort of. Yeah, that's what it tastes like to me.
Lime, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
The I mean pineapple, I mean apples, pears. I almost feel like I'm tasting pear.
I don't taste.
There's all kinds of different type of notes, like really, I mean, yeasty notes. I mean, do you get the hint of biscuits, bread, croissants, right? And there are some that have like the buttery cream, caramel, toffee. There's so many different type of notes that are inside of the champagne or inside of a wine, just because the mere fact of it's the winemaker and it's what they use inside when they are making it as it's aging. Yeah, look, bubbles and more bubbles. Hey, I thought I saw Shelly. Look, Shelly's with us. Hey, Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Love it.
Thank you for joining. So fun hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Look, I know nothing about wine, and I mean, it's different to me. This one feels. There's one word I know about wines, and is like dry. My husband always says like if it's not sweet, it's dry. I don't know if that's right or not. Yeah. That has a little bit of a like to me, it doesn't feel very sweet, so maybe it's kind of dry. So I don't know.
Well, a dry wine, it's when you're drinking it. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're dehydrated? Like, you know, when you're like dehydrated and you get the.
Yeah. No, it doesn't feel like that.
No, but that's a dry wine.
Okay. Well, see, I don't even know what the term means. It's the only one wine term I've ever heard. Look, I've been telling you guys, coming along this ride with me is if you don't know anything about wine, you're in the right place.
I know. And it's really, I mean, it's really, I feel like you guys, you have to bear with me because I have to go back to the basics, right? I have to go back to the basics. So, yeah, my battery on my computer just said it's about to go dead. It's low.
You're gonna leave me here to talk about wine by myself.
No, I do have to get the cord. I can't believe I did that. That is a Facebook Live beginner.
Now, when it comes to Facebook Live, I'm your girl. I can tell you all about how to go live. And one thing I will tell you is you need a power cord.
I know.
It needs to be plugged in.
Look, Elaine's with us. Say hello to Elaine.
Hi, Elaine. Michelle's going to get her power cord. She's leaving me all by myself with wine. I know nothing about wines. This one was pretty good. I don't actually know who's here because we're in her studio, so I don't see any of your comments. Only she can. So I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you like I know who's here and just tell you. So
Elaine's here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming here. Now, I do want to say one thing because I feel like it's really important for you guys to know. I don't know anything about wine, but I know a lot about real estate. Okay, so I don't want anybody to think that she must be dumb about all things. She is not dumb about all things. She's only not smart about wine yet. So I feel like I should say this so we don't lump them together.
Exactly. All right. So you need to pour a little more in there.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to see the color of it.
Also, I don't drink hardly ever.
What's your go-to?
My go-to what?
Go-to drink?
Like margarita.
Hey. Flavor notes come from the type of grapes and earth and climate. You are correct, Elaine. The terroir, darling, makes a huge difference. But we are not at that level yet. We are just at the basic of show one.
We are looking at the color and the bubbles.
The bubbles, yes. The bubbles. Okay, so we talked earlier. Make sure that your champagne glass, your flute is not warm. You want to make sure that it's cool to the touch before you pour the champagne in. It does impact the level of bubbles, but you do want to see how many bubbles that you're getting in, or I say getting out of your bottle of champagne. You want it looking like this. You want some fuzzies. It's called frizzante.
Oh, I love that word. That is such a pretty word.
Yeah.
Frizzante.
Yes, frizzante. So your frizzante level, it really depends. Again, it can be, if your champagne is too cold, you're not going to get the bubbles, right? And if it's too hot, don't open it. Like if you touch your bottle and you can't feel that it's cold, put it back in the fridge. Don't drink hot champagne. That's just rough. Yes, look, Elaine, you're gonna have to come on, girl. For that yes. You're gonna have to be our guest next week, Elaine.
That would be so fun.
Right? So next week we're gonna just do a Moscato. So I'm trying to take us to the levels of champagne, Lord. The level of wines, from the I don't know. It's not like the weakest to the strongest, but it's like the lightest to the heaviest. And there's so many wines in between. We may not even get through our commitment of 6 months on this and get through all the levels.
We'll just have to keep on going.
So we are gonna do a Moscato next week. And in fact, I just picked cupcake Moscato, right?
Yep.
So if you guys want to get a bottle of cupcake Moscato and join us next week, 7:30, and we'll talk about that. All right, so white paper. Lighting's off here, but the purpose of it is you want to take your champagne and you want to, with the white piece of paper, you just kind of want to hold it to it, and you want to see the color. Like this one is really clear. You can't really see what I'm doing, but It's like you put it here and you look down and you see that it's really clear. There is a hue, like a golden hue to it. Yeah, there you go, Amy. You got it, girl.
I'm trying to make it in the camera so everybody can see. It's a little shadow on it, but it's like a really pretty one. Like it's got a little bit of a gold hue to it, but it's super clear. It's very pretty. In the glass, it looks pretty. Champagne's
just pretty anyway.
It is.
It is just pretty anyway. Look, Anissa, I love dry rosé. That is really great. We are going to do a rosé. It is going to be in the future. Say hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
You had 3 steps. Okay, take 3 steps. I know. I told her one of the shows, every time I say the word wine, she's going to have to take a sip. I don't know.
Oh, y'all don't even want to know.
Y'all
don't want to know.
I know. I love it. All right. So, again, you glass temperature, pour your champagne at a tilt, right? Fill the glass up. I mean, watch your bubbles, right? The level of bubbles that are going in. You can see my lipstick. The acidity. The acidity is the drier fruity. This one's more fruity than it is dry. It is to me, this is a light champagne. It's not a heavy champagne.
Yeah.
Right? On your palate.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish is after you take the sip, right after you take a sip, how long does the champagne linger in your mouth? How long does the wine linger in your mouth? And this one to me is pretty quick. It's like you drink it, you taste it, and then it's gone. So this has a really short finish to it. I mean, there's some wines out there that just they just stay, and it's really good. But anyway, so why we taste wine is we want to determine if we love it or not. My challenge is always, if you're learning about wine, wanting to know about wine, you want to taste some wines, go to your local liquor store, go to your grocery store. Don't spend more than $10 on the bottles. You're going to get some bad ones. I'm telling you. However, you're going to find some gems. Look, I'm telling you, Chateau Saint Michel Chenin Blanc, and we're going to drink that. Chateau Saint Michel Chenin Blanc is like $6, and I buy it all the time. It's good. It's good. So you're at less than $10 is your everyday wine. And I mean, I don't want anybody drinking wine every single day. However, it is considered an everyday wine. So your $15, $20 is the once a month wine. And then anything above that is really your special occasion wines, right? What is this? Amy's feeling good. She's already leaning in her. Look, she's already leaning.
Y'all. When I told Michelle, you got to be real careful because I do not drink hardly ever. So I have to be real careful. When I start talking with my hands, then you know. When it gets going good, then you know.
Yeah. Look, Elaine, talk to the wine person. Even Sam's and Kroger have guys and gals that really know their stuff. Yes, they do. Because there's money to be made in wines. It's, it's something, you drink it, you go buy more. You drink it, you go buy more. So we are at 7:58. Again, I kind of feel like we're a little all over the place, and I apologize for that. This is our first go at it. I will, I don't know that I really want this crazy structured. I just want to have fun.
I really liked it.
Yeah. What did you take away from this?
I learned some things about notes and that I didn't know what a dry wine was. And then also the whole thing about lingering and how long it stays with you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I also think that depends how long you hold it in your mouth. So
yeah, the finish
can last longer if you just hold it in your mouth a while longer.
It does. Just let it soak into the taste buds, Amy. You got it. One good, Amy's hit a beat, and it's going to be a wine o'clock. Yes, I love it.
I love it.
Oh my God! Look, Pete knows. Elaine, you're going to have to come on. Shelly, yes. And Toya, Latoya, everyone, thank you so much for being with us today. My name is Michelle Briggs. I'm a residential realtor with Strada, Texas, and this is Amy Hartmann. She is our broker. And if you are a realtor that's watching this, you need to come on board and need to be part of our brokerage because we have fun and it's like really cost effective. All right, it is. It is. I love it.
Everybody.
Nothing. Okay. All right. Love, love, love. You guys. We'll see you next week, 7:30.